boundaries. Hunters stay on the lookout for potential prey. At 5.5 meters long, this female anaconda could take on any jaguar. Anacondas can grow up to 9 meters in length. They use pressure, not poison, to kill their prey. Their coiled body squeezes a victim so tightly that circulation ceases and life ebbs away. As food becomes scarce, desperate measures are called for. The jaguar probes for signs of hidden life in the riverbed. Some fish hide in the mud during the day and come out only at night. Although the jaguar prefers to dine on larger prey, such as monkeys, deer and tapirs, this unfussy feline will settle for a catfish. Jaguars are the only big cats which routinely kill their prey by sinking their large canines into its skull. The jaguar's powerful jaws are even capable of splitting open the shell of a tortoise. But it can also chew delicately to avoid any sharp bones. All across Amazonia, animals reclaim emerging environments once submerged by the waters. The rare, giant otters return to their holts or burrows in this reborn world. While the retreating waters benefit some, they also dispossess others. The South American manatee spends a few days browsing on the grasses beneath the vanishing backwaters. Soon, 4-legged creatures will graze in its place. In Amazonia's annual battle of the elements, Earth is now gaining ground. The water meadows of the dry season make the Amazon a favorite destination for all kinds of migrant birds. Many come from far away, even as far as Greenland, drawn to the lush variety of insects, fish, and fruit-bearing trees. Just one of the many visiting globetrotters, the sandpiper flies down from the Canadian Arctic to the warm climate of Amazonia every year. With each day, seasonal brooks and streams continue to disappear. The biggest basin in the world is emptying, 175,000 litres per second. Even in the deeper main channels, the water levels drop. These are increasingly rivers of sand and mud. Beneath the surface, river dolphins have begun to evacuate the area. If they're cut off from the main channels, they will die. Yet the botos, or pink river dolphins, face a tantalizing decision. The falling rivers create great concentrations of fish. But if they hunt for too long, they risk being cut off from their escape routes to the main channels. And they have more than themselves to consider. The fate of tomorrow's generation travels with them. Welling up like the foundations of some lost Atlantis, the underlying structures of the Amazon now emerge. The dolphins have disappeared. The waters recede rapidly. The pools have become barren. Now, the scavengers will feast. High above, vultures soar on the thermals. Nothing escapes their attention. Their keen sense of smell helps them find their next meal. As consumers of carrion, they have adapted perfectly. Bacterial microbes in their intestines help them fight off even the most potent of toxins, including botulism. Like a convention of rival undertakers, 3 types of vulture vie for the deceased: a large piranha, while the other vultures take their turn. A black vulture airs his impressive funereal wings.
This show was created for you and your family to watch together. Welcome to Nat Geo Wild.
In the dry season, there is no shortage of work. The larger king vulture need not stand on ceremony or exercise the same patience. His presence intimidates the others, but because he has no sense of smell, he has to rely on the other vultures to find food. Back in the steamy jungle, a female jaguar is in season. But in the expanding rainforest of the dry season, finding a suitable partner can be as uncertain as finding the next meal. Single, highly secretive female, desperately seeking equally solitary, secretive male for short-term relationship. But how do you place such a personal ad in the rainforest? Sound is one way, though her hoarse messages of desire can only carry so far. Smell is another. By leaving signals in her urine, she not only defines her boundaries, but lets her potential suitors know she is ready to receive them. Her message is clear. No monkey business, no lolling around. After the briefest of courtships, they get down to business. They mate up to 100 times a day. A few seconds is all it takes. Their romance will last for only a few brief days. Hardly the most attentive of fathers, the male will disappear back into the rainforest long before the cubs are born in about 3 months' time. In the dangerous hide-and-seek world of Amazonia, smell discreetly attracts a mate. Anacondas cannot roar like the jaguar, but a lone female anaconda can entice not just one male, but a dozen from the far reaches of the forest. When she's ready to breed, she leaves an inviting chemical trail, and the males come calling. First one, then another. And another. And another. She entertains all of them at her mating ball. Up to a dozen males attempt to couple with her simultaneously. And they may stay enmeshed for up to a month. It's thought that despite all the slithering and confusion, the female can actually decide which male will fertilize her eggs. The eggs then hatch inside her body, and in 6 months, she will bear live young. In the struggle for existence, the fate of an individual is like a mere leaf on a tree. Yet each individual plays a small role in the forest's survival. High in the canopy stands a lofty Brazil nut tree. At first glance, it has little in common with the lowly agouti at its feet, making off with its fallen fruit. But the agouti is one of the few rodents in the forest whose strong teeth can gnaw through the hard, woody exterior in order to get at the cluster of familiar seeds inside. The agouti likes to hoard. What it doesn't eat now, it saves for later. By hoarding these nuts, it unwittingly serves not only its own ends, but those of the tree as well.